decent. I mean, Sniper has ridiculous range. He has Shrapnel. You have tanky heroes like Axe and Bristleback to take some, to soak up some of your damage, if you will.
This Bristleback is not a tanky hero. This Bristleback is paper thin. I keep thinking
that he's so tanky.
He really doesn't have a lot.
And this is one of the few games where Zai just hasn't blown us away. It's not quite Techie's territory, but this is one of his few performances that hasn't impressed.
I think they would rather have a Techies right now.
That's actually an interesting point. Yeah.
I think they could get more out of it.
He's gonna attempt to TP out. Look at these crits.
Wow.
Jeez, that was like 3 out of 4. He'll be fine though. A little worse for wear.
I think Sumail gets Abyssal next. And then Arteezy does not get away from that next time.
Well, right now he's carrying Cheese.
Yep.
And with that, plus the Aegis on Fear, the siege will continue. And of course, this is just a disciplined team doing exactly what they need to do. They don't want to overextend, try to give up this lead. The rubber band effect has been real in this tournament in the past, and the right clicks will continue onto this melee racks in mid lane. And doesn't look like Secret even wants to defend. Oh, there's a Fortify.
Wow, Fear's losing a lot of mana.
He does have Aegis though, remember. And the racks will fall. So Secret will give up mid lane with just a couple of spells used. They want to delay this as long as possible until they're ready to fight. And the question, when is that? When is the opportune time for them item-wise? Or do you just wait for the Aegis?
When Aegis is gone. If they can delay it that long. That's still in 3 minutes. I think if you're EG, you just go next lane right away. Arteezy is starting to hit pretty hard with the Monkey King Bar and the Crystallis. If he grabs a Daedalus too, it is possible to claw through that mana shield. As Zai has now grabbed a Talisman of Evasion. Halberd not that far off. That could also be the timing window. Getting that onto the Medusa, who can't break it. No BKB. Manta Style does not remove it. As AA ult is gonna...
EG has a smoke. It's gonna clip Universe and hit Fear dead on. But that's not gonna stop them. They're gonna transition to bottom lane. Don't think they're going to find a kill considering Secret's on the opposite side of the map.
Yeah, this is a very obvious smoke too. Their top tier 2 towers under pressure, no one's defending. But I don't think EG cares that Secret knows, and might, even if they get the tower, they also don't care.
So is EG better off trying to use this? Well, obviously trying to use the Aegis is better off, but how bad is it if they have to wait for the next Roshan, considering they have all this map control right now? Actually, if you look at the wards, there's only 1 ward on the map at all. That's actually insane. Okay, 2 wards.
Yeah, I think it favors Secret a little bit more if they don't get anything out of this Aegis. Because I'm assuming if they don't get anything out of the Aegis, there's also a kill or 2 going Secret's way. And then maybe they get some map control back and can start farming. But
oh boy, it's going to be the double Wild Wing Ripper coming to town.
Here come the NATOs.
Aegis, like we've talked about at length, still online for Fear. Ice Blast. Only hit a couple. Assassinate, though.
For a minute.
Sumail at half HP, still has Primal Split. Everybody has their abilities. Their ultimate's online, ready to go. And a Crystallis actually online for Arteezy, so I doubt he has buyback at this point. 1,200 gold, that's not going to cut it, I don't believe. So it's going to be all in for Secret.
Here we go. The heal's being used. A ultimate has worn off.
And the Tornadoes are just going deep into the base. Sumail trying to get his stun off, or his ultimate off. He's getting stunned. Galore finally gets it off the last second, but so much was used by Secret. BKB popped by Zai. S4 gets 4-staffed and then bounced back by the Cogs. He has to run back to the fountain. Arteezy cycloned in the air by Sumail. Gets stunned in the fountain as well. Don't think he's going to find a kill on him, but Kuroki might be in some trouble. But in the meantime, the siege tank remains. And actually, Sumail's going to throw his life away, but either way, bottom lane is taking huge amounts of damage. Melee Rax is down. Fear still has the Aegis.
For another 10 seconds. Oh, they're actually killing him. That was a mistake.
Doesn't pull an Arteezy, unfortunately for him. And they're going to reinitiate. S4 extremely low, but Fear actually drops before he can pop Mana Shield.
Right, that totally didn't matter.
So 3 deaths for EG, but they do get the double racks.
That's worth it. This is worth it for Secret. It's actually worth it. They got so much gold out of that.
Wow.
Sumail was extremely close to not getting his ultimate off, by the way. He blinked in and he split, and then he stopped the split because he was like, maybe I can get a clap off first. It looked like that was what happened. Tried to cast something and went really greedy. Oh, that was really close.
I was going to say, it's almost like the MKB stun prevented that a bit.
Oh, he might have been hit by MKB.
He took a couple stuns, and it was almost enough, along with the Berserker's call.
I didn't see the MKB, but yeah, it must have been that. There's no way he's that cocky that he's like, well, nah, let me just clap first. But at the end of the day, he still got it off. S4 tried to call him, and he missed the calling blade. And because of that, that was on cooldown the entire fight.
Yeah.
But still Secret with this hold. They get the Daedalus on Arteezy now if they want to buy it. I think the gold swing was about 6,000. The experience was 11 in that fight recap. And we're seeing the graph step now. This game is not over yet. If EG mess up another push or lose the next Roche, Secret could find a foothold in this game.
Let's say they, quote-unquote, mess up the same way they just did. They give up a bunch of kills, but they take the melee racks top. That means you have 2 range racks left for top and bottom. Is that what Secret wants?
I think
they need to do a little bit better next time.
The next time Secret are strong enough to maybe fight them head on. That's the problem. Brewmaster is falling off by the minute now. The hero does not scale that well. He has a lot of control, which he of course maintains, especially because he has the Ags, but ultimately, 20 minutes down the line, this Brewmaster will be a liability compared to the heroes we usually see Sumail playing in like Storm Spirit, Shadow Fiend, even Invoker would be way more valuable in super late game territory. And EG, they need to...
Wow, a really late hood and probably into a pipe for Owie.
I'm guessing.
Against the Ice Blast and pretty much only the Ice Blast.
I don't know if that is actually even worth it at this point. I think Force Staff could have been a more powerful tool for their team. A ultimate. It's going to clip 2. Not even clip, it's actually going to impact 2. And it's just going to delay the push.
Of course.
I don't know. This is pretty risky for EG. They might think they're further ahead than they are. They have a 4k gold lead. Arteezy has buyback. He has enough reliable gold to be able to buy back should he die. Look at that absolute roller coaster.
Well, Secret, can they make a defense? They've come back in this game as much as they can to this current point in time. 23-20, 47.5 minutes in. This is the lower bracket finals for the Dota 2 Asia Championships 2015. Universe.
Pretty big
waste
on the AA ult. I don't know if that triggers an engage from EG. Looks like it doesn't. And we also should mention Zai. He's making progress. He has Halberd and another 2k gold off that fight. He's going to reach a point when he's going to be a problem for EG. He's going to be more valuable than Brewmaster 20 minutes from now as well. So if they hold long enough, this Bristle might start hitting hard with something like an Abyssal. And I have this feeling that no matter how big Fear gets, this game is going to be Secrets for the taking 20 minutes down the line.
Oh. PPD really wants to initiate on Arteezy. He's going to get the Impale off, but I don't... Oh, okay, he's going to use the finger. Here's the hook shot. BKB on Arteezy. Does he have buyback? He might not even die here. His Universe is taking the brunt of the damage from S4 with the Berserker's Call. He gets healed up by the Chen. Universe Force Staffs out. Meanwhile, top lane Fear and AUI trying to take out the Tier 3 tower. They will not be successful as Zai shows up with the BKB. Universe on the run, Battle Hunger into Berserker's Call. And into Culling Blade just chops his head off. That's the only death, some way, somehow.
Fear's out of mana up top. Owie has a TP. I don't know if he makes it out here. He's going to try. There will be a... Oh! What?
Oh, he got out. Going to take some right clicks from Arteezy. Arteezy extremely fast. PPD, Force Staff, gets healed. Impale will connect. Will not go any further. His finger's actually online, but unfortunately no mana to speak of. Fear's going to take out the Vengeful Spirit. S4 and Zai extremely low, but Fear, he might drop to the assassination for Arteezy. He has buyback, but probably not going to use it. The Tier 3 tower was taken out, but the racks remain for Secret. Full Daedalus for Arteezy, by the way.
I don't know. They lost their bottom lane. Now there's only one lane to focus on for EG.
So, okay. In this scenario, EG feels like they're kind of slipping, the lead is slipping a bit. Once they ensure they all have buybacks, do they just go balls deep for that top racks and just focus the buildings, and if they need to, buyback for the all-out defense from Secret?
If they are aware of the cooldown on the Glyph, I think they can brute force Mega Creeps now. They're going to try to get Roche, but Secret won't let them. A ultimate is going to bring Brew fairly low here. And I would actually say a good play from EG right now is to go 5 top, get split off, put Medusa in the front lines and hit the racks. It's still a risky play and not a guaranteed win.
Wow. Fear buys a BKB. What do you think about that? That prevents the mini stun from MKB. The Ice Blast, obviously. Actually, the Ice Blast goes through, but not the initial blast.
Only the Shatter.
Yeah, the Shatter portion. Assassinate. What do you think about that? I mean, it doesn't stop Berserker's Call or anything like that. Oh, that's true. It's for the Halberd. That's a good point. And Secret looking for the Roche. Meanwhile, top lane, PPD is going to be pushing.
Wow, is Universe actually going to try this?
Puppey getting initiated on by Brewmaster. There's the stun. He might get this kill very easily with the Thunderclap from the Aghanim Scepter. And Roche will fall. Sniper picks it up. Boots of Travel picked up by Fear now.
He's going to port on the Brewling. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Secret, you're home
Here we
to
go.
trouble.
This might be the last leg for Secret. Melee Rax is going to be taken out, I think.
Arteezy's TP was stopped by a hook shot.
Oh no! This is going to be mega creeps going the way of EG. Side pops to BKB, but it's all for naught. EG just needs to run away with that Stone Gaze. Mega creeps. Berserker's Call for S4. They might be able to clean up PPD, but is this going to be enough? They might get two. Big Calling Blade is going to take him out. He has buyback. Clockwork does not. Can they come back from mega creeps? Arteezy does have the Aegis. This is going to be. If they can come back from this, it's going to be the biggest comeback of all time.
I think Arteezy's getting a Rapier now. He's flying out the Courier toward the Secret Shop. It's going to be a lot.
Was the cheese denied by the Centaur by any chance? I think it came. Yeah, okay. So the Centaur walked in, got a nice stun off. The Aegis was already taken, and then it denied the cheese. As Mask of Madness was what was dropped for Arteezy to pick that bad boy up.
Man, what a play in the heat of the moment, though, by EG to port onto the Brewmaster split and get those racks. Avoided the team fight that could have been risky there. Ultimately only trading it for a Roche, which they take any day of the week. And Arteezy, no, he's getting a Mjolnir. They're looking for the long base defense instead of the all-in mid.
What are your thoughts on that? I
mean, well, they've
lost
to it before. They lost to Vici Gaming. They know it's possible. But that was a different game.
Even a Maelstrom on Axe.
I still don't want to count them out. It's hard, though.
I mean, I think the main issue here is that Secret in all likelihood will not have buybacks because they have to buy out all the items they can, while EG can sit on a ton of money, like 3K right now on Fear. He can definitely buy back. Sumail not quite, though, especially with the death on top of that. But Pipe, Vlad's, a very late Vlad's for Secret, but that, of course, is +5 armor against those mega creeps.
They need auras now. This is your good old tower defense game. The waves keep pushing in. Arteezy is a fairly strong tower. Zayas, an unupgraded tower still. Well, maybe he's level 2 tower as S4 trying to clear out a little bit. And EG have all the time in the world right now. They're not nervous about Secret getting too much gold because they know it's going to take a very, very long time before they get any meaningful items.
Yeah, does Fear have enough room for an Aegis or anything like that for the next run? I mean, would you drop anything in form of to make way for an Aegis?
I don't think you would give it to him.
Aegis on somebody else.
Yeah, I think you would give the Aegis to...
I think you give it to Lion once he gets Ags.
I was thinking that too. He has the Ags money now, by the way. He's not buying it, though. Saving for buyback. The safest play.
A 54-minute barn burner. That's what we say in America, in case you're wondering, Cinderin. Centaur's going to be taken out. And this is not what a lot of people expected coming into this series. They expected to firstly go 3 games. This is assuming Secret loses, which is still a very high probability, I want to say. As S4 is going to take the Finger of Death. Is he going to drop to the Brewmaster? Indeed he is. He has buyback, though. Arteezy, the base defense continues. And Brewmaster going to continue it. Puppey gets stunned. But they're just
Arteezy's hitting hard.
The Storm Spirit. As the Earth Spirit's now on the run. He's going to get stunned right off the bat. The MKB procs come into play. He pops the BKB along with Zai. Arteezy, this is up to you, my friend. Gets the shrapnel off, trying to go for Fear. Fear's just going for the base at the moment. S4 trying to initiate himself, gets the Shivas off. AUI taking the assassination. Arteezy taking so much damage just from the mega creeps alone. They're not going to find any kills as a test of faith.
No one died.
Brought Fear back to base.
They sent Fear home. They ported out the Chen. They forced a buyback from Axe. That's a huge win.
And Mask of Madness comes back online for Arteezy. Oh, Fear back in the mid lane. Berserker's Call, but he's doing more damage to S4 than he'd like to to admit. His Universe with a beautiful Cogs, forcing him out to the other side. Kuroki might sacrifice his life for his comrade in arms. And actually, he force taps himself now. Up the cliff. He will live to see another day. But this, never mind. The finger of death just decimates him. Arteezy trying to make a last stand for Secret. S4 as well. The tier 4 tower, only one remains, and now the Ancient is all alone with the buildings. And Arteezy will drop. That's the Aegis, though. He'll come back online very shortly. Fear, everybody taking the Ice Blast damage. This is pretty big for Secret. S4 stuck in the middle of everybody. Gets the Berserker call off. Culling Blade will not proc, however. Puppey going down to the split shot of Fear. The double kill. This is a disaster. Secret looks to be out of DAC 2015. EG will find their way in the grand finals. Best of 5 tomorrow versus Vici Gaming, who they lost to.
A rematch
previous
of the
series.
winners bracket final, which Vici Gaming won pretty convincingly 2-0 today.
Yeah.
Wow.
They fought hard. Both teams. This is a Rasheed Wallace quote, and you're not going to know who that is, but both teams played hard, my friend. Both teams played hard.
Yeah. The better team won.
But he doesn't say that, actually.
No. I never said that.
So despite this being a 2-0, this is a very exciting series, I have to say, and it did not disappoint. Secret. Both teams, a lot of fans in the Western scene. I've heard that, who was saying that in the studio, that a lot of fans left the stadium because it's two two Western teams going up against each other. Their favorites and big gods were taken out previously by Secret.
They're going to show up in force tomorrow for Vici Gaming.
Vici versus EG. That's going to be epic.
Wow. I still am amazed by how EG managed to execute that strategy after the early game they had. They really... They realized what position they were in. They found the pickoffs they needed. They took the timing window. They used the Medusa very, very well. I think it's funny to see Universe ending at his lowest level in the game, I believe. He's level 16 on the Clockwork. Still, for me, arguably the MVP of EG in that game. So many good initiates. He sacrifices himself, but that's totally worth it when you get that kind of fights. And the reason he's so low level is he set up all the fights and then he died. And it's perfect. The ideal fight for Clockwork is you go in, you get all your spells off and you set the fight and you get focused. And then if you stay alive, that's even better. But he really played a great game. And PPD on the line, maybe him as well. Overall, just PPD, EG playing.
I think I'd give the MVP to PPD because EG did not start off well in this game, and we were afraid for them, if you're an EG fan that is, because Secret you could just see their lineup possibilities of dominating. But with that, I just remember the middle engagement with PPD getting a double impale, set everything up for them. They got back into the game, and then they took grasp of the entire game, and they never let go. So with that, that is the end of the lower bracket finals between EG and Team Secret. Tomorrow will be the grand finals, EG versus Team Vici Gaming. Let's see what the guys in the studio have to say about this game. Back to you guys.
And we do have a second finalist. EG advances through the lower bracket. Secret is out. They went 15-0 in the group stage. They looked unbeatable, but they found two juggernauts in their way. One was Vici Gaming, the other was Evil Geniuses. EG winning very convincingly, and they look really happy, right?
Of course. They're in the grand finals. They're competing for millions of dollars here at the Dota Asia Championships, and I got to say, EG, they look good. They look like, sure, that first series today when they versed Vici Gaming in the winner brackets was fairly one-sided. After you see these games, and they can now look back on those initial games where they lost, I feel like they have a good chance in that BO5 series.
Absolutely. I mean, they did defeat Vici Gaming in the group stage as well. What did we see of EG? What did they do right against this Secret? Was it Universe playing out of their mind? I want to highlight that. Was it PPD just always on point in his lion in that second game? Was just Sumail saying, Arteezy, I might be younger, but I'm better than you? What do you think?
A combination of everything. I think the three space makers of the team, the Brewmaster, the Clock, and the Lion, they made a lot of things. They got a lot of things done. Medusa, if you compare the Medusa in the first game, which was played by Arteezy, and you compare it to the EG's Medusa, there was vast difference. There was so much more space for him to farm. He was always constantly being protected by the Chen, the Clockwork, the Brew, and PPD. Always at the right place at the right time to bail his team out and get the necessary kills.
Absolutely. it probably feels very sweet for PPD looking at Arteezy and Zai, the two deserters from EG, going to Secret. Because, hey, I mean, if you're moving, you think you're going to the better team, and the future will tell whether Secret or EG is the better team overall. But today, at this point, it's EG who get the satisfaction of removing all of Team Secret into third place of the DAC, and they will advance to play Vici Gaming. I want to read some reactions from Twitter because I found it funny. They're saying, lol, enjoy this victory. GG, well played. Fuck EG, seriously, and fuck Secret, what the hell are they doing? Failfish. Failfish, ha 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 ha, kappa. Boring grand finals. That's pretty much it. I think people are...
That sounds worse than Twitch chat.
Yeah, it's my Twitter feed is pretty interesting. But anyways, that means that EG is going to advance. They're going to take a well-deserved break today. Vici Gaming, they were surely watching this. And now EG, if they bring these strats versus Vici Gaming, the guys in green might have an answer. What do you think?
They need something new, and Peter Pandem surprised us today with some of the picks, especially the Tinker game. Tomorrow, can he do it again?
Yeah.
There'll be a new plan and a new hero.
Maybe, who knows? Looking back at Secret, Winter was saying in the break, and he was completely right. What team did this remind you in terms of how they fared?
LGD.
LGD where? LGD 1.
TI2.
TI2, yeah.
TI2.
TI2 LGD. They went unbeaten in the group stage. They went actually, I think, 14-0. They advanced until third place, and they lost to IG on the third place match. So Secret kind of mimicking their steps. We're gonna see grand things about this team in the future, but for now they will finish their participation at this event. And coming tomorrow, it's going to be the grand finals. The final brackets look like this. Wow.
Who actually got the brackets right?
I don't know. I think we screwed up the bracket, but I don't think... I think a few people would have said Vici Gaming versus EG.
Most of us had Vici Gaming Secret, but
Secret,
maybe
yeah.
one or two people had EG.
EG as their
Yeah.
underdog taking Secret. But I mean, we saw a lot of things, some surprises. I think no one expected to see Navi eliminated by AGT. I think everyone expected Hellraisers to do a little bit better and Rave to do a little bit worse. If you ask me, Rave is the biggest winner of this event. Because they were the team that...
C is the biggest winner.
C is the biggest winner, indeed. They were the team that performed over everyone's expectations, I want to say.
I think them and EG. I mean, I think a lot of people who knew the team closely, like people who were familiar with NEL, who knew Sumail a bit more, expected EG to do well. But from like your casual, like from your viewer's point of view, from the outside's perspective, it's like, who is this 15-year-old they just brought in? Sure, they're saying he's the next big star, but who is he? I mean, the general consensus was that EG, when the big roster reshuffle happened, were the worse off compared to Cloud9 as well as Secret. Secret got Tease as well as Zai. Cloud9 got Misery and Notel. People said these teams either improved or at least kind of just got changed in a way that wasn't for the worse. People looked at EG and said they look weaker, but...
Except Tralf. Tralf knew.
Tralf was right.
Tralf was right.
Well...
He was. I mean...
The kid showed a lot of character. He did
Absolutely.
not... He played like he was a veteran. Not a 15-year-old.
And Secret found their weaknesses at the end of the event. They found that if you shut down Zai, then suddenly S4 doesn't have as easy of a game as he normally has. And if S4 is not working at 100%, then suddenly the team doesn't connect very well. Arteezy showed that he's great with some heroes, but he wasn't that great with some others. We saw the Medusa experiment wasn't that amazing in the lane. Sniper, there was no fault of him. I want to say that there was nothing wrong with his sniper in particular, but he just couldn't do what Arteezy normally does, which is create the difference. Whether it was the draft, whether it was himself, whether it was the team, is to be seen.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think with Secret, there's something to be said maybe with the draft, but I think Puppy and Kuro was probably the weak point of this team as far as where they went wrong. I mean, two amazing support players, but as far as if you have to look at a reason as to why they lost to Vici Gaming, why they lost to EG, I think you look at the impact the support players had. I mean, what PPD did in that last game with AUI, just outmaneuvered what Puppey and Kerr were doing, especially that game one with the Venge Earthshaker where they had next to no impact. You compare that to the PPD AUI combo doing, what FY and Fenrir are doing, and those support players are just adapting better. And I feel like Puppey, once he got put out of his comfort zone with his drafts, him and Kuro didn't know what to do in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. But once again, this has been a long tournament. It's been 10 days already of tournament. It's going to be... No, sorry. It's been 10 days. I think tomorrow is day 11.
Yeah, tomorrow's day 11.
And that is going to wrap up one of the most amazing tournaments we've seen so far, not only because of the place, but also because of the prize pool. It's over $3 million right now. Winner is going to get over $1.3 million, if I'm not mistaken. I actually have it right here, and I need to check, because I was going to talk about that. Second place gets significantly less, but it's almost $1.3 million for first place. Second place gets $362,000. So between second, third, and fourth, not much of a difference in terms of prize money. It's all about the pride. But now being second against being first makes a huge difference. So more than ever, these two teams will want to take it all.
Can you imagine a 15-year-old kid winning like a fifth of $1.3 million?
I don't think that's allowed.
Yeah.
That's what happened to... I remember reading an article, Startail Life. That's how much he won in 1 year. But that was 1 year, not one event.
He was what, 16 or something?
No, he was 12 when he had like...
when he was 12?
250,000 a year.
Man. Okay.
I don't know.
So we'll see tomorrow. Of course, we will have the grand finals. But we will start earlier at 8:30 PST, which I think makes it 5:30 a.m. European time. And something like 12:30
local time.
East Coast, yes.
Look, as in China.
Oh,
time.
no, sorry, yeah, that is correct. But it's also, I think, isn't East Coast +4?
East Coast is +3.
+3, okay, so it's going to be 11:30 p.m.
11:30 p.m.,
East Coast. We will not start with the grand finals. First of all, there is another finals of sort. It's a throwback to 5 years ago. 2010 was the era of Chinese dominance in Dota 1. And we'll have the two most iconic teams of the day. It was eHome and LGD. They're going to be back together, their old lineups, and they're going to play some Dota 2. It's going to be a show match. I'm not sure if they're actually repeating the lineups of way back then, but I'm pretty sure they're playing with a patch from right now. So
yeah, I saw they were going to use the hero picks from one of their iconic matches. So
was it like the the double or triple?
I think it was
the Rapier game.
Yeah.
The game where the Medusa
Earthshaker
versus Drow, I think. Was it that game?
Yeah.
They had like two or three rapiers.
People who've been following Dota for a while will probably remember this game.
And if you don't, you can always check it out. You just search on YouTube, Dota, eHome versus LGD.
Yeah.
Whenever you find the Dota 1 link, that is going to be it.
There's probably a Dota commentaries analysis from Lumi. That
Definitely.
sounds like it's up his alley.
That's definitely up his alley. So tomorrow we will start with that game. It's going to be just a show match, so it's a best of 1.
Yep.
And then after that, the best of 5 that everyone wants to see. It's going to be Evil Geniuses versus Vici Gaming. So that wraps up our show for the day.
Yep.
We had 3 great matches. Tomorrow we'll have a couple more. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, David. Thank you, Winter, for joining us.
Thank you, Bruno.
Thank you, Samsfan and Syndrome, which are there right now, I think, checking Reddit or something. And thank you, LD, for going to sleep early. But he started early as well, so he deserves a break. We're going to get a good night.
You're forgetting the most important person here. I'm giving you a heads up.
I know. Wepas, how can I forget you?
Good save, Bruno.
Hi, Brian. How you doing? Isn't talking to me. No, big shout out to Brian. Actually, if there's anyone that has been... The only person that actually has to be here, the full show from beginning to end, through sickness, through tiredness. I think he's lost a leg to gangrene or something now, or it's taxing being a producer and also a stats guy. I would know it. So big shout out to Brian once again. And with that saying, we're going home. See you tomorrow. Good night.